So the first tactical question is, how do you get around a gatekeeper?
The way we've looked at it and the different sort of questions that we've asked is and is like, all right, how do you get them to want to accept your call or to be open to your call or to say, if you're saying something to these people that they typically expect, that's not what you say. So the two things that we've done to have this to get past this person is one is don't make it about a sale. It's not about what everybody else is calling about. So like if we're selling credit card processing, we go, okay, how do you have it not be about credit card processing? So we invented a program called the Give Back, where part of the fee that all merchants pay goes to an organization of their choice. And so if we got recommended to, let's say, this person here, when we call in, we go, hey, to this person, we go, hey, so and so over here suggested I give them a call. We're raising money for whatever the organization is. So does that sound totally different than the typical, hey, I can
Mhm.
try, you're paying way too much money, she's gonna, this person knows to say no to that. But this person probably knows or has heard of, hey, so and so over at the nonprofit suggested I give this person a call. Well, that call is going to go through, right? And when this person answers and you say the same thing, they go, "Oh, what's that all about?" Because it's about something that's more near and dear to their heart at the moment than the business. They're kind of tired of business, to a degree. They're there for business, but they love to talk about other things, especially things that aren't necessarily exactly, like I wish you wouldn't have called, how you got through the gatekeeper. I'm going to go down these steps and chew this person out. Don't ever do that again. Or the next call they're getting is, don't ever do that again. But they don't get that. They're not getting in trouble. This person is cool with it. So call about something different. And so the product, the sale ends up being credit card processing, but we're calling about something different. The other way we go about it is we ask ourselves, all right, how do we get this person to call us? So we're not calling into this at all. So how do I get this person to call us? So how, what would be their motivation? Who might they have a conversation with out there that goes, oh, you know what? You should really call, you should really call John over here. That's me. Oh, I don't have that long a hair. Uh, you should really call John. So how do you get them? How do you have that happen? And it could be the same sort of thing where there's it's a recommender sort of situation where um, this person is the recommender. They know of me somehow. They met me out in the world somewhere, and they know what I do. We're talking about it. They trust me, and they go, oh, and then they meet at a football game or a cocktail party or a kid's whatever, and
Mhm.
they're talking about stuff, and they go, you know what, you should really call John. So now I get the call. So those are the two ways that we found. Cold calling's no fun. It'll leave you. I don't know about you, but it'll lead you to drinking way too early in the morning. And so that's something I want to avoid. So how do you avoid it is not making cold calls. They're painful. So two ways. One is call about something called inbound. You're still calling outbound. You're talking to this gatekeeper, but you're saying, hey, so and so suggested I call this person upstairs. They're going to let you through. Or somehow the person upstairs has been recommended to me and they call me. I really love the second one. How many of those calls can you get is the name of the game.
Mhm.
That
Exactly.
makes sense?
100%. I mean, no one, I hate calling out. I love getting inbound calls when it comes to sales. It's the easiest sell to make. Tears to lose at that point. They're already interested. So set it up.
One of the things Chuck said is I hate making cold calls. And this is a really frigid cold call. But when you call them with something other than trying to get past the gatekeeper
Right.
to sell this person something who doesn't want to be, there's other things to do other than talk to you. That's horrible. But when you're calling, going, hey, you know what? When you've been recommended to the person upstairs and you're calling about something that just feels more interesting to talk about. Somehow you figure out this cold call how to make it a little more interesting. So pair it with something that's
Mm-hmm.
not business. So you take the edge off the business. So this is where you're mixing business and kind of pleasure, right? You're going, we're calling to raise money for this organization. The way we do it is through credit card processing, and then you can go, oh, well, how does that work? Or this person might go, oh, how does that work? And then now we're going down the process of getting them on board as a client. And that sort of cold call is
Yeah.
so much more pleasant. There's still, you have to feel your way a little bit, but it's not
Right.
so ice cold, like getting beat in the head, like you're a baby seal out on the ice and there's
Right.
somebody wanting your pelt.
Right.
That's how cold calling feels, right? It feels like you're a baby seal in the wrong part of the season.
And if you're going into a call like that too, don't be combative. I see all these sales guys that they get the gatekeeper on the phone. And even let's say I'm calling with something else. The gatekeeper's job is to be cold. Okay, that's their job,
Yeah.
is to say no. So
that's why they're called the gatekeeper.
Right.
Gatekeepers are not friendly people.
Yeah, they're not friendly people. So
no, they've
when
got
you
crossed arms and sometimes
they're
swords or
negative.
something.
They're negative on
Yeah.
you already. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Why are you calling? So
Yeah.
I think too is anytime you make a call, you better respect whoever the hell answers their phone at their business, because that owner has said, I trust you to answer the phone here because I trust that you're going to handle it properly. So that's I find that very important for me. Whoever's answering the phone in our business, they're trustworthy, right? If you call and you start giving that person attitude, you might as well just hang up the phone. They're going to give you attitude. This is where you got to eat a little crow. Okay. You take it a little bit, have the right mindset going into it. Don't take it personal. It's not personal. They don't know you.
Right.
Okay. They're doing their job. So just when you go in there, just be cool. Don't get combative because you don't know if it's the guy's wife or the woman's husband answering the phone. You have no idea who this person is and where they rank in the hierarchy of this whole operation. So just calm your jets and play it cool.
I mean, obviously, you want to be strategic anytime you're making an inbound call or making an outbound call, inbound.
Right.
Even when you call about something that's, but when you use a name, like if you've been recommended by this person, go, oh, Jim over at such and such wanted me to give Angela a jingle. Oh, okay. Now you're using names. You're name dropping, right? You're not just name dropping. You're name connecting. Oh, we're raising money for Rotary. And she knows that this person up here is a big Rotarian or into starving dogs in Miami or whatever the case is. So that's something that this person wants to hear about. And so I'm going to let that one go. They're going to let that one go through. Hey, raising money for starving dogs in Miami or raising money for Rotary. Oh, Jim suggested I give you a jingle. Oh, okay. What? And if this person doesn't answer the phone, you go to the voicemail and you go, hey, this is John over at First Financial, raising money for Rotary. Jim suggested I give you a jingle. If you could give me a jingle, however you wrap it up.
Right there,
give me a jingle.
Hold on. Real important. Right there. That's all you say and go, give me a call. Hey, give me a call when you can. Jim, do not puke on their voicemail. Well, yeah, Jim said to give you a call because we have this good back program where here's how it works. You're just you're spinning your wheels. And don't do crazy. Like I've seen some folks that claim to be like these sales messiahs or whatever the heck. They give you all these like crazy underhanded sleight of hand kind of things to try to get past the gatekeeper. You're going to ruin your name. You ruin the deal because once they find out your underhanded tactics, they're not going to do business with you.
No.
When all else fails, use honesty, right? Which basically means just use honesty. Okay.
Right. But don't give them too much, right? Chuck said don't puke on their voicemail, which means just say, hey, this is where we're raising money for Rotary. Jim suggested I gave you jingle if you could call me. If the more you give, the more information. If you start talking about the program, you're going to hang yourself because they're going to figure they know what you're talking. Oh, I know it all. I know where they're going. But if you leave it with a little bit of intrigue, when they get back and they're listening to their voicemail and they've got 6 of them and 5 are about business stuff, that they're like, I'm just sort of tired. You're going to get that first call. You're probably going to be at the top of the heap. And if they have little pink notes that that she's writing down as you're out for lunch or whatever, and hands you those as you come back, and you're shuffling through them as you're going up the steps here. The raising money for Rotary, oh, Jim suggested yeah, what's that one? The rest of them, man, this is what I do all day, every day, all this other stuff.
Right.
I'll get to those. But this one isn't business. This is mixing business and pleasure and something that's near and dear to my heart. That one I'm going to call first.